Did you hear the latest? Things just got incredibly tense over the Baltic Sea. NATO just scrambled a dozen MiG-31 Foxhound interceptors in a massive show of force. What happened? It seems a Russian military aircraft flying near the Baltic states experienced some kind of technical issue. And NATO's response was swift and powerful. This wasn't just a routine escort. It was a full-scale activation of some of the most formidable fighter jets in the world, all converging on a single point in the sky. So let's break down exactly what went down. Early reports indicate a Russian aircraft, possibly a reconnaissance or a transport plane, is flying in international airspace over the Baltic Sea. This region is a known hotspot, with both NATO and Russian forces operating in close proximity. The aircraft reportedly declared an in-flight emergency, signaling it was in distress. Now, under normal international protocols, nearby countries would offer assistance. But this is the Baltic, and normal doesn't always apply. Instead of a simple search and rescue operation, NATO's response was a clear message. 12 MiG-31s were activated. To put that into perspective, the MiG-31 is not just any fighter. It's a high-altitude, high-speed interceptor designed specifically to take down enemy bombers and cruise missiles from a very long distance. It's one of the fastest combat jets ever built, capable of reaching speeds over Mach 2.8. Deploying one is a statement. Deploying 12 is a declaration of serious intent. These fighters were reportedly tasked with creating a secure corridor to escort the Russian aircraft. But let's read between the lines. Was it a rescue mission, or was it a containment operation? By surrounding the distressed plane with a fleet of their most powerful interceptors, NATO was essentially taking control of the situation. They were ensuring the Russian aircraft went exactly where they wanted it to go and nowhere else. It was a move to prevent any potential deviation into NATO airspace, whether accidental or intentional. The specific choice of the MiG-31 is also telling. While many NATO countries operate aircraft like the F-35, F-16, or Eurofighter Typhoon, the MiG-31s in this scenario likely came from a partner nation or a former Warsaw Pact member now aligned with NATO, which still operates these Soviet-era powerhouses. This adds another layer of geopolitical complexity. It's a powerful symbol when Russian-designed hardware is used to enforce NATO's boundaries against Russia itself. What was on that Russian plane that warranted such a massive response? That's the billion-dollar question. Was it carrying sensitive equipment, high-ranking personnel? Or was the aircraft's emergency a probe to test NATO's reaction times and procedures? Military analysts are already buzzing with theories. In the high-stakes game of cat and mouse played in the skies over the Baltic, every move is calculated. A technical malfunction can easily be used as a cover for an intelligence-gathering operation. NATO's command, the Allied Air Command, would have coordinated this entire operation from their headquarters. The decision to scramble such a large number of jets wouldn't have been made lightly. It indicates a pre-planned response to just this type of scenario. It shows that NATO has robust contingency plans in place to handle potential airspace incursions or emergencies involving Russian military assets. The speed and scale of the deployment were meant to demonstrate readiness and resolve. Let's think about the pilots in those cockpits. For the NATO MiG-31 pilots, this would have been an incredibly high-stakes mission. They would be flying at extreme speeds, managing complex weapon systems and maintaining constant communication with their command, all while keeping a close watch on the Russian aircraft and each other. The level of training and professionalism required for such an operation is immense. Any miscalculation could have led to a catastrophic international incident. On the other side, imagine being the crew of the Russian aircraft. You're dealing with a real or simulated emergency, and suddenly your radar lights up with a dozen of the world's most lethal interceptors surrounding you. The psychological pressure must have been enormous. They would be completely at the mercy of the NATO escort, their flight path dictated by the heavily armed jets flanking them. This incident highlights the razor's edge on which peace in the region rests. The Baltic Sea has become a major friction point between Russia and the West. NATO has significantly beefed up its Baltic air policing mission since 2014, with member nations rotating deployments of fighter jets to the area to guard the skies of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, which don't have their own air combat fleets. These missions frequently involve intercepting and shadowing Russian aircraft that fly without transponders or flight plans. But an operation of this magnitude 12 interceptors for a single plane is far from routine. It suggests the perceived threat level was exceptionally high. Was NATO worried the plane might crash into a populated area? Or were they concerned it was a Trojan horse of sorts, a diversion for another, more covert action? Without official confirmation, we can only speculate based on the military assets deployed. The MiG-31 itself is a fascinating piece of engineering. Developed in the Soviet Union during the Cold War, its primary mission was to defend the vast airspace of the USSR from incoming American bombers like the B-52 and the B-1. It's equipped with a powerful Zos-Luna phased array radar, which was the first of its kind on a fighter jet, allowing it to track multiple targets simultaneously and engage them with long-range R-33 missiles. Even today, its combination of speed, altitude, and powerful radar makes it a formidable opponent. The fact that NATO forces are operating these very machines turns the tables in a fascinating way. It's a testament to the shifting alliances and the complex legacy of the Cold War. These aircraft, once designed to counter NATO, are now a part of its defense architecture in Eastern Europe. The pilots flying them are trained to NATO standards, integrating Soviet Terra technology into a modern Western military doctrine. So, what happens now? The Russian aircraft was reportedly escorted safely, likely back to Russian airspace or to an airfield in Kaliningrad, the Russian exclave nestled between Poland and Lithuania. Both sides will now be in damage control mode. Russia will likely protest the aggressive and unprofessional nature of the NATO escort. NATO, in turn, will defend its actions as a necessary precaution to ensure the safety and security of its airspace and its allies. This event will be studied intensely by military strategists on both sides. NATO will review its response, analyzing its speed, efficiency, and effectiveness. Russia will analyze NATO's tactics, the types of aircraft used, and their deployment patterns. It's a constant learning process in this geopolitical chess game. Every incident provides valuable intelligence for the next potential encounter. For the people living in the Baltic states, this is a stark reminder of their geopolitical reality. Living on NATO's front line means that a sky full of fighter jets is not just something you see in movies. It's a very real possibility. It underscores the importance of the NATO alliance for their security and the constant tension that defines their relationship with their large neighbor to the east. Ultimately, this mass activation of 12 MiG-31s was more than just a rescue or an escort. It was a powerful piece of political and military signaling. It was NATO demonstrating its capability, its readiness, and its unwavering commitment to defending its airspace. It was a clear message to Moscow. The Baltic skies are being watched, and any deviation from the rules will be met with overwhelming force. As the situation continues to evolve, we'll be here to bring you the latest analysis. What do you think? Is this a necessary precaution or an over-the-top escalation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is a developing story, and your insights are a crucial part of the conversation. Thanks for watching, and if you want to stay updated on critical global events like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you in the next video.